Tony Gaskins here with Controlling Lovers Part 3. Now, listen, ladies, if you with somebody and sometime and this, if you're a man in this situation, this applies to you too. I'm just speaking to the women because that's the majority, but I understand that sometimes men are with a controlling partner as well. Now, if you're with a controlling partner, this means that you saw the crazy, but you chose to ignore it. And you know now you ignored it because of your own insecurities, because of your own ignorance or lack of knowledge in those areas. And so you ignored the crazy and you started to build. Now, the young lady who wrote me, you know, that relationship hasn't been going on that long, but so less than 2 years, and it's still early. And right now, they aren't speaking. So yes, she has a crazy man, but they're not speaking. Now, a lot of times what happens with this crazy is different levels of crazy, and don't take the word too lightly. I'm not saying it in a sarcastic way or in a trivial manner. I really mean it like psychotic. A lot of people using the term narcissistic. I think that term could be overused because we may all have a part of that in us. And a lot of times I think people are labeling normal people narcissistic because to a large degree, a lot of people are selfish and they're absolutely normal, just like everybody else. But when you see crazy, you'll recognize it. And what I mean is, you know, it can be anything. It could be just a controlling person. It could be just a selfish person. It could just be a rude person. It could be just a condescending person. It could be just a cheater. It could be a liar, a manipulator, a deceiver. All of that is a form of what I'm calling crazy, but that's not the actual definition. So you've seen it and you ignored it for whatever reason, because of your upbringing, because of your insecurity, because of your desperation. For whatever reason, you ignored it, and now you're in it. Now, see, a lot of times what happens is there's levels, because this person who is crazy, they're trying to train you. They're trying to mold you. They're trying to strip you of your self-worth. They're using laws of power on you. They're trying to make themselves seem powerful and to make you feel weak. So in times they will quote unquote punish you, meaning that they will isolate themselves from you. They will separate themselves from you and you won't be able to reach them. You won't be able to talk to them. You think that you're missing them. You are missing them because of the way that they've built this relationship. You're missing them and you think that you need them. And that's what they want you to think and want you to feel, but you don't need them. So if you are in the break phase, that's your opportunity to escape and be gone for good. Don't confuse what you're feeling. That feeling that you're feeling, that you can't eat, you can't sleep, you think about them all day, that's not love. You know, it's a soul tie. It's really like an addiction. Because of the way they've made you feel, you've become addicted to the pain. You've become addicted to the drama. You've become addicted to the chaos. But it's not a feeling that you should be entertaining. Forgive me 1 second. So I want you to understand that and realize that that's your opportunity to leave. If you're in the relationship actively, you have to be looking for your escape, because a lot of times crazy takes time. It doesn't just happen right away. So just like the gentleman we see that's on the run, he's 37 years old. He works a job at a mental health facility. It sounds like he's a fraternity brother. You know, that to become a fraternity brother, I couldn't do it. After 2 of the little tests they tried to put me, I quit. So, you know, you have a certain level of patience to you even when you're crazy. So understand that it might not happen overnight, that you maybe been in a relationship 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. The crazy could really take over at year 10, year 5, year 3. So if you're in it right now and you're at work, or you're at home and they're at work, or you're at work and they're at home, You have to realize that this is a window of time, but you know this person you're with is controlling, toxic, and crazy, and you need an exit strategy. If you feel your life is in danger, then you can't even go back to them. If you're home and they're at work, you have to leave right now. If you're at work and they're at home, you can't even go home. And that's when you know you have to leave, like right away, immediately. Now, if you know or you feel that it's not that bad, but you know it's not the situation you want to be in for life, then that's when you create your exit strategy. And you, whether it's first and last month's rent you need to save up or you need to borrow, make sure you tell somebody. Don't come tell me, because I get hundreds of messages a day. I might not see your message. Tell your best friend, tell your mother, tell your father, tell your brother, tell your sister, tell somebody who you've been hiding this from. And the reason why you're hiding is because you're ashamed, because your controlling partner wants the public to think everything is fine. And a lot of times what a controlling person does is they isolate you from everybody else. So you can't really hang out with your friends anymore. Your friends think you're in love, but you're not in love, you're in prison. Because love feels like freedom, not like prison. Love does not isolate you. Love integrates you. Love surrounds you with the people who love you and know you and are right for you. Love wants you to have those people in your life. Love wants you to make time for those people. So, my wife, she'd get up and go out to lunch with a friend, go here and there. She'd go and do whatever she wants to do. It's on her if she chooses to be with her family instead of her friend. But love does not isolate you and separate you. So sometimes a controlling person, they will isolate you from everybody else, so that as they are breaking you and stripping you of your self-worth and your self-respect, they have isolated you so that no one can hear your screams. So a part of your exit strategy has to be to tell someone that you are hurting and that you're in a toxic, controlling relationship. You may not have the money right then or the protection, but this friend could then take and say, hey, I tapped into my 401k. Here's $2,000. Let's move to this apartment over here. He doesn't know where it's at. Or you come stay with me. That could be your exit right there. And you can exit before things get physical, before it gets violent, before your person has really flipped their lid. And so you have to be proactive. And if you know today you realize, I miss crazy. I ignored the crazy, but this person I'm with is not right. Then you got to take action. You got to take action. You got to make a move. And I say this, and therapists and counselors and people like that, they can't really do what I'm doing right now. Not all the time, because they have rules and regulations. But me, I'm like, hey, I want to tell you, because if I don't tell you, nobody may tell you, and I don't want to see you on my 6 o'clock news. And that's why I tell people all the time, do not play with crazy. So create your exit strategy, and it don't matter how bad it feels, how bad it's going to hurt you. You got to leave before you push them to that point. Now, it's not you doing it, but by you reinforcing they're crazy, your presence sanctions the environment. By you reinforcing the behavior, it's telling them that it's okay, and you're feeding that side of them, and that evil side is just going to continue to grow and grow and grow and get stronger to the point that it's ready to devour, to where it's ready to seek to destroy. So you have to recognize that, and you have to leave. To the young lady who wrote me, she's on a break right now from him. I told her, run, don't ever talk to him again. Because with somebody that's crazy, you get 10, 15 years in, and now just yelling at you and cursing at you is not enough. It goes from yelling at you to cursing at you and calling you worthless and calling you nothing, to actually slapping you and then punching you and then kicking you, and then from punching and kicking to strangling you and strangling you until you pass out, and then wake back up to strangling you until you don't wake back up. So when you are reinforcing those behaviors, it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And there's only a couple options in that situation. And that's somebody going to prison or somebody going to the grave. Point blank, period. It's that real. Love and relationships is that real. People ask me why I talk about it, because it's that real. We can die. It's real.